Good morning, everybody. It is Talk Tuesday, and we're at the straight road. This is the back part of the straight road, about halfway through the walk. We've got Phoebe, Cody, Murphy, Hamish, Sackton, and Nova. And yes, Murphy is on a walk with us. We'll see how he does. He came on a walk yesterday, and we did an accidental 12K mountain hike on the weekend. So he seems to be pretty much back to his old self. So I thought we'd try Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week and see how he does. Sorry, dodgy footing here for a sec. Hi. Oh, and Cody found a tennis ball, which by the looks of it, Nova has made off with. They found it in the weeds. We quite often find lost balls and stuff. Phoebe's getting caught up in that. And all I do... Murphy! Can we not do that today? Thanks. Good boy. We quite often find like lost toys and stuff. I let them play with it on walk, and then we just leave it at the entrance for whoever lost them. Right, so I wanted to talk a bit today about advocating for your dog. This is not a new topic to Talk Tuesday at all. But after going on that hike on the weekend, Hamish, honestly, some days he's convinced he's an herbivore. Go. You guys wander. There's too many little hills for me. It's just really uneven ground here. That's what I mean by hills. Anyway, so we went to Calabogie on the weekend. Plotted out a 9K hike. Ended up being a 12K hike because not the best labels on the trails. But we had fun anyway. Oh, zooming time. Oh, Saxon. And we're done. Okay, cool. All right. Good zooming. Good job, everybody. And I frequently, and Cody came with us too because he's boarding with me for the foreseeable future. So, Murphy, have you been eating grass? Yeah. Can I? No. Rotten chickens. Okay, let's go. Oh, sorry, and then I kick him in the face. There we go. Okay, back on track. So, I like going to different places to hike. There's tons of great Gatineau Hills, obviously. I always try to go for things that are a little more off the beaten path. Like Calabogie. And we went in the morning because I always find that's a better time. Not quite as many people, and the people that you do get seem to be of a better quality. And anyway, so I was chatting about this with a couple of you, and it was brought to my attention, that it was appreciated to lay out these scenarios, because in that scenario, you wouldn't necessarily know what to do. So I have two for you. But I want to preface this by saying, like, we go to these out-of-the-way places, different conservation areas, as long as they're dog-friendly. And for the most part, we walk on leash. Especially if it's Murphy! I require my knees. Go away. What was I saying? well, yeah, like conservation areas and stuff like that, we always walk them on leash because it's a conservation area. Therefore, people typically are trying to help out what wildlife is there, and we just don't want the dogs like tromping through. Now, I've trained them to not chase wildlife, but it's not just the chasing, it's the like stomping on potential territory and stuff as well. You still got the ball? Yeah, okay. So we keep them on leash. If we're on a place that's not a conservation area, how we do it is we'll walk. If there's no one around, we'll let them off leash. If we see people coming, we leash them up, just like as a courtesy thing. So it's the best of both worlds. The dogs get to have a little freedom, do their zoomies, especially through mud puddles, which they both seem to enjoy a lot. Rotten kids. And then when I leash up, when I see other people with or without dogs, mind, like they don't necessarily have to have dogs to have us leash up, because there are people that are just flat out scared of dogs, and we ran across a couple people like that basically pressed themselves to the other side of the path, which, don't get me wrong, I appreciate because COVID, but no! Thank you. Sorry, that's mud hole number 1. If we get past mud hole number 2, we'll be good. Anywho, and like we don't let the dogs greet on leash ever. I will switch Murphy to whichever side is away from the dog. I will put myself in between. But most time, like I say, for some reason in the mornings, most people just leash their dogs. We pass like ships in the night, and all is good. But in the afternoon, of course, because we ended up hiking for 4 hours, we were there in the afternoon as well. On our way back to the car, as soon as we started approaching the trailhead, we ran into some... So the first situation was a pug. And I know you're like, a pug? Like, what's a pug gonna do? Saxon, can we? Thanks. Good job. This pug, younger one, on a flexi, guy was not paying attention. And like, this is gonna be my first PSA. Like, if you want to walk your dog on a flexi, great, good, awesome. Train them. And you need to pay attention. Like, just because they're on a flexi does not mean that it's okay for you to not pay attention and just let them do what they want. Because this pug charged Cody, because Cody was in front, and went to the end of his, I don't know, 16 foot, I'd say, around, flexi, and got snapped right back. And he was just on a flat collar. And that's scary to me because, like, you can easily snap a dog's neck like that in that sort of situation. Well, that's funny. So Nova has the ball. He has a stick. And now she doesn't know which one she wants. She's like, if I drop the ball, Cody will get the ball, but Hamish has a stick. Choices, decisions. Anywho, so, and the guy immediately was like, oh, I didn't see you, and whatever, and it's fine. But when you have a small dog like that, and it's charging up to leashed dogs, that's a really scary situation. Because, sure, my dogs are fine. My dogs aren't leashed to protect my dogs. My dogs are leashed to protect you and your dog. So that was the first one. And like, other than just sort of chewing out the guy a little bit and telling him to be more responsible, there's nothing we had to do in that situation because we saw it coming. We leashed up our dogs. We gave them lots of space. And Evan always tends to go in front of me with Cody. Yeah, you. Because Cody doesn't care about any of that. When he's on leash, he basically just ignores everybody, which is what I want. Murphy, on the other hand, let's go! Good job. He's pretty picky about the dogs that he hangs out with. Like, he's awesome with pack dogs. But depending on the dog's body language that's approaching him, he will take things a very different way. So, And MacGyver, for those of you who remember MacGyver. Hey, Mish. Okay, it's your stick. That's fine. Carry on. Good job, guys. Anyway, so that was the first situation. And the other thing that sort of bugged me about that is like, he was like, oh, he's friendly. And it's like, this thing looks rabid, straining at the end of the leash, just like barking and growling and freaking out. And it's like, okay, cool. But here's the thing, doesn't look it. And that's sort of an important thing. Is like, if your dog doesn't look friendly, even if they are, like, fine, just control your dog. Anyway, even if it's a pug, even if it's a little dog, especially if it's a little dog, don't let it go on the end of the leash approaching someone. Like, it should be at your side. Like, you should have that loose leash walking, no matter what size your dog is. Anyway, so that was the pug. It really wasn't a big deal. It irritated me more than anything else. But the next one was different. Oh, we're at 11 minutes, so I'll try to go quick. And this is the important one. So we're walking, we're almost back to the car, like we're maybe a kilometer from the trailhead, and I see this dog coming, and I'm watching this dog. It's some sort of hound mix, and it sees our dogs and immediately goes into hunting mode. Now, what I mean by hunting mode is ears are basically pointing towards the nose. Their whole body is focused on one point. Tail is up, ruff is up, like everything just focused towards one point, and in this particular circumstance it's focused towards our dogs. And immediately I tell Evan to leash up, and we do, and I'm watching the dog for a little bit longer, and I'm like, no, you know what, no. So I get off the path. Now the path is about the same width as this one. Same width of this one. I took like 4 steps. We were about 10 feet from the path, and I put Murphy up on something. Now, you guys have seen those photos. I've trained Murphy to like just jump on random obstacles. It's a confidence building exercise. Whether it's a tree or rock, anything that I point to and say up, he will get up on because he knows that means food. And it's a good way to help make them feel safer. Most dogs, if they are above whatever, they feel safer about it. Anyway, so Evan deals with this guy who has no control. He has an e-collar on his dog, but no control at all over her. And he's like, oh, she's friendly. Another PSA here. If you're one of those people, if you are these she's friendly people, stop it. Stop it right now. Stop setting other people's training back months because you think your dog is friendly. Especially if they're approaching on-leash dogs. You don't know what's going on with that dog. You don't know what they're trying to train for. I send all of my clients that have reactive dogs, if they want to get out and go with their dog, I send them to trails because it's much less risk than going to dog parks. And it's supposed to be safer, and this guy definitely was not making it safer. Anyway, so his dog tries to rush Cody. Evan does the same thing I do because he's trained like me, which is you throw the dog behind you. You throw the dog behind you. You put your body in between the dog and the threat. And that was enough. The guy at that point laid on the e-collar, which was set too high because his dog yelped and then ran back over, and he put her in a sit. And she stayed in the sit while Evan walked by. And Evans responded to, she's friendly with, Cody's fine. Like, he's pretty bomb-proof. That being said, the black and white one needs a space. And I don't know if the guy didn't hear him or what, or didn't care, but he got his dog in a sit, and she was shaking and whimpering and freaking out. If your dog is in that state, you need to calm it down. Like, it's not going to be making good life choices when it's that high. Anyway, so he then releases his dog from the sit. The dog comes immediately charging at me and Murphy. Hey, Mesh. Thank you. And I kicked his dog. Hi. And it's not something I like to do. It's not something I want to do. But I'm going to be frank. If the choice is between someone else or some dog else and me and my dog, my choice is going to be me. And when I say I kicked them, that scared me. Actually, I'll do it on Murphy. So, pretend Murphy is charging me. I basically put my foot up, put it in their, this is hard, put it in their chest and shoved back. Now, with more power than what I just did to Murphy, because Murphy's just like, lady, what's happening? I basically did it with my whole body. The dog went tumbling away from me. And the guy did not say a word. He didn't apologize. He didn't get upset about the way I treated his dog. Nova, let's go. Good job. Yes, pounce on the terrier. Murphy, let them play. Murphy. Murphy dog, come here. No, you're in a heel now. Murphy. Thank you. We can fun police another day. Oh. And now this is good. You see them pairing off to wrestle. Murphy. Three's a crowd, bud. No, you know better, and I know you know better. All right. Nova, can we quit eating the foliage, please? Those two are hilarious. Okay. And I told him, Hamish, not your play. Hamish, out of it. Go get some water, Bug. Yeah, you too. Go get some water. Go. And into the watering hole. And I kind of went off on the guy and told him to stop being that guy that ruins other people's training. Stop being that guy that has no control over his dog or is apparently completely reliant on an e-collar, which is not how you should e-collar train a dog. If your dog is not in a calm state of mind, it shouldn't be off leash. Like, it is not going to make good life choices, and it's going to cause problems in other people's dogs. Like, anyway, so all that to say, those are the situations. Oh God. Those are the scenarios that happened. Hopefully you learn something from them. And just, like, if you're hiking in a place, leash your dog when you see other people. Bring your dog under control when you see other people. Like, your dog does not have to greet every dog. In fact, there are a lot of dogs that just don't want to greet, so stop being that guy. All right, that's enough out of me. We're at the, God, Lord, 20-minute mark. I'm so sorry, guys. So that's it for me. If you have any questions about this or any other Talk Tuesday, you know what to do. Otherwise, hope you guys are having as much fun as your dogs. And we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.